this video, I decided to build 13 more creatures from myth and legend, and today I'll be telling their stories with Lego. So if you didn't see the first part, you can still understand this one and watch the first part after this video. I highly recommend it. Small disclaimer, myth and legend comes in various stories, so it's highly possible that the version I chose for this video isn't the one you were taught. But feel free to notice me in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, grab some snacks, and enjoy this second part about 13 creatures from myth and legend. One of the most known myths of all, the werewolf. Lego made a bunch of werewolves, but I decided to make a ripoff with a tiny head because I think it's funny. The myth began in Europe and quickly spread throughout the world. This creature is a human that can shapeshift into a human or a wolf, typically during a full moon. It is described as a tall, furry, and hostile beast. It lurks into the shadows, waiting for a human to pass by to immediately kill them. They feed on humans, so after killing them, they partially eat them and then start the hunt again. In the Middle Age, they were freed by villagers, and the only way to kill them is with silver objects, and the most effective one is a silver bullet. Now traveling to the ginger's home, the ghost known as the banshee in Irish mythology is a female spirit that is often described as an old woman with long flowing hair and a haunting scream. Hearing the banshee's cry is believed to foretell the death of a loved one. There are different versions of the banshee, and in some of them, the banshee is actually bounded with her family and will follow them even if they move out of the country. As for the sightings, they are quite different from the other sightings as seen with the werewolf and any hostile creatures, since the banshee is pretty harmless, seeing that she tends to disappear as soon as she notices that a human is watching her. Most famously known from fictional artworks and books in Europe, the Headless Horseman is a ghostly figure riding a black horse, carrying its severed head under one arm. The Headless Horseman exists in 6 different folklores, which are the Irish one, the Scottish one, the Welsh, basically the Celtics, the German one, the English one, and the American one. In German folklore, the Headless Horseman kills its victims by simply touching them. The horseman wanders around Germany helping strangers to atone for his sins. In another version of the German folklore, Headless Horseman is on a quest to kill the wicked of this world, which is pretty neat. In the dark lakes of Scotland, there is a shape-shifting water spirit named the Kelpie. It is said to appear as a horse or a beautiful woman. Fortunately for a lot of guys, Kelpie's technique is useless since we boys are afraid of women. Karma, Kelpie, get back in your lane. In its lake, it lures people, especially children. Real question, why does a lot of cryptids love children so much? Anyway, it lures them with its female form near the water and then drags them to their doom. We don't know what Kelpie does with its victims, probably eat them. But who knows? Maybe you can tell me in the comments. Finally, the Kelpie is considered a dangerous creature and can also appear as a monstrous creature with sharp teeth and hooves. Now traveling to the country of anime, cars, and weird-ass shit, Japan. This country has a lot of creatures called yokai, and I'll show you 2 of them. First, the mythological female creature, the Nure-onna. Nure-onna is a sea serpent with the head of a woman. She's typically depicted as a man-eater and is known for her ability to drown unsuspecting travelers by luring them to the shores with her child's cries. She, if you consider this a woman, lives in rivers with no real purpose except spreading fear among villagers. Oh, so you're telling me there's another version of Nure-onna, right? Indeed, in this second version, Nure-onna seeks death toward those who abandon their child in rivers or shores. In Japanese folklore, the kappa is a water creature that looks like a turtle or reptilian humanoid. It is known for being mischievous and dangerous, often dragging people into bodies of water. It is also known for its ugly haircut. Seriously, I pray for their hairline. The kappa will also challenge its victims to sumo wrestling matches, and if it is tricked into bowing, it will spill the water from the dish-like depression on its head, rendering it powerless. In Slavic folklore, the Leshy is a forest spirit that guards the woods and animals. He is typically described as a tall, humanoid creature with a face made from tree bark and foliage, blending in with the forest. Leshy can also shapeshift into a normal human being to appear more friendly to humans. Although he might seem friendly, the Leshy can be both helpful and vengeful, leading travelers astray or punishing those who disrespect nature. And just like most myth and legend, Leshy has a preference for young people and can even abduct them in some tales. So if you decide to wander into the deep Slavic forest, consider to pick up your trash or else Big Pop's Leshy is going to wreck you harder than your local pastor. That's what I would have said if I saw this bear from afar. The bach is a terrifying creature resembling a black bear. So, what's so different from a normal black bear? Well, bach has two massive horns and is bigger than a black bear, standing in the same height of a grizzly bear. Often described as a large, shadowy figure with glowing eyes, the bach is said to be a night monster that kidnaps children who misbehave. Again. I think most of the myth and legend are on the predator list, to be honest. It is also linked with storms, and its appearance often signifies bad weather or death if you're unlucky. The myth of the Minotaur is a tale from ancient Greek mythology involving a monstrous creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. According to the myth, King Minos of Crete prayed to Poseidon for a sign of favor, and in response, Poseidon sent a magnificent white bull. I know mine isn't white, but just ignore it, okay? Back to the myth. Minos was supposed to sacrifice his bull to the god, but he kept it instead, leading Poseidon to punish him. As a result, Minos' wife, Pasiphae, how am I supposed to say it? Pasiphae. She was cursed to fall in love with the bull. The union produced the Minotaur. To contain the beast, Minos commissioned an architect to build an elaborate labyrinth beneath his palace in Cananas. The Minotaur was imprisoned in this maze, where it was fed with human sacrifices. Every 9 years, Athens would require to send 7 young men and 7 young women to be devoured by the Minotaur as a tribute to Crete. A creature from Australian Aboriginal mythology, the Bunyip is said to live in swamps, rivers, and creeks. Descriptions of the Bunyip varies, but is often depicted as a large amphibious creature with features similar to an hippopotamus, crocodile, or bird. It is known to make terrifying sounds and is believed to attack anyone who comes too close to its home. A creature resembling a werewolf, the Dogman is reported to inhabit the woods of the Midwest in the United States, precisely in Michigan. It has the body of a large furred human with a wolf's head and is often described as being around 7 feet tall. The first sighting of Dogman dated back in the late 1800s when 2 lumberjacks saw what appeared to be a dog-like creature standing on 2 legs. The second known sighting of Dogman occurred in 1937. It is said that a man was walking when he got jumped by 5 dogs. He survived the attack. Don't ask me how he did it, he just did it, I guess. But after the attack, he said that among the dogs, there was one standing on 2 legs, resembling a werewolf. Born from the Algonquin folklore, the snow wasset is a type of wolf spirit that is said to appear in the northern regions of Canada and the northeastern of the United States. During summer, snow wasset has legs to travel through the woods, but during winter, that's where the whole myth gets interesting. After the first snow wasset hides its legs and starts traveling like a mole. It digs tunnels through the snow and waits for something or someone to step above him to strike and then eat its prey. It usually hunts birds, wolves, and even humans on rare occasions. Although there's no telling about how many creatures the snow wasset has eaten, since its appetite is as ferocious as the Wendigo, so basically infinite. A creature from Pine Barrens of New Jersey, the Jersey Devil is said to have the body of a kangaroo, the head of a goat or horse, dark horns, bat-like wings, and a forked tail. The legend dates back to the 1700s and is linked to a cursed child born to a woman named Liz. According to the myth, the child turned into a terrifying creature after the mother said, "Let the child be the devil!" during childbirth. The child immediately sprouted wings on its back, horns on its head, and a forked tail. In the early 1900s, hundreds of sightings were reported to the authorities. From attacking a trolley car to attacking citizens, the Jersey Devil was feared by all. There's also the story of someone shooting the Jersey Devil, which is pretty funny actually. And finally, there was a $10,000 bounty on the Jersey Devil's head during this time. I hope you guys loved this video. If so, consider subscribing and comment which myth was your favorite, and I'll see you in the next one.